You boys.
What's going on, YouTube? Welcome to my YouTube channel. So funny story. So when it comes to this video specifically, so I had already finished, like, editing up the video and everything like that. I also, I had the commentary up and everything, like me being on camera, but being that I'm still kind of like getting myself acclimated to like the editing and everything like that, like something like in the midst of like editing, like something just kind of had went wrong, and like I was trying to figure it out, but I was like, what, let me just just record it all over again, but I've done some editing in the past, like now I just recently got a this is a new laptop that I have. Like I actually have like a what's that, Samsung Galaxy Book 5 Pro 360, and the last laptop that I had, it was actually like a MacBook. So like I kind of have like a little bit, like a little bit of experience when it comes to editing. So but I like the fact that now that I'm making videos, like it's a little bit more I'm learning more things, like when it comes to like technology and editing and everything like that. But that aside, like as you can see, I'm actually playing Batman Arkham City now. So the reason why I chose to play this is because, like, I've played it in the past. Like, don't get me wrong, like I played it in the past. Like I played the first one, Arkham Asylum, the second one, which is this one, Arkham City, and then I played what's that, Dark Knight, I believe, or Arkham Knight, if I'm not mistaken. And the reason, because I already had it in my mind that like I kind of wanted to come back to the series, but like the thing is, like with this game specifically, like or I guess you could say like this trilogy, like I've never like really sat down, and I've never really had the chance to like sit down and like lock in and like actually play it from start to finish. So I was actually on the phone with a cousin of mine yesterday. He actually mentioned that he was just that he just recently got a Switch, not too long ago, and he said, oh, he was thinking about getting like the Batman trilogy and everything like that, because that they have the collection. So I was like, what, like, because me, I'm actually a PS5 player. Like, I play PS5, so and clearly I'm pretty sure y'all know that like the PS5 is like backwards compatible with the PS4. So I was like, what, like I've been thinking about Batman, like that's something that I wanted to revisit. So I'm like, let me just let me see how much it is. So I went on Amazon and come to find out, like it was basically $20, like $19.99, $20, same difference. So I actually ended up getting it. I ended up getting it, and like now, don't get me wrong. Like I'm not really I actually like to play older games. Like I definitely like to play older games because clearly, like, I mean, I'm pretty sure y'all know, like this, Arkham Asylum is the first one, and then it's this one, Arkham City, and then the next one, Arkham Knight. But I wanted to sit down and play like the whole series, so I started playing it yesterday. Playing from the first one, and I'm not gonna lie, like the frame rate kind of like took me out of it. Like it was just a little bit too old because that game came out like for the PS3, and technically it's somewhat of an upgrade. It's technically like somewhat of a PS4 upgrade, but for the most part it's really like a like a PS3 game. This is a PS3 game as well, but as you can tell, like you see, like look at this combat. Like this combat is flawless. Like you could just tell that, like alright, so look, I'm a big Spider-Man player. You could tell that Insomniac, which is the people who created the Spider-Man games and everything like that, you could tell that they took heavy inspiration from this. Like as a matter of fact, it seemed as if they they paying homage to this. Because honestly, like I want to know. Oh, this part was crazy. Like, nah, I was crying. Like even like as I was playing the game, like you see how I had to throw that little emoji in there because like that was hilarious. Like the fact that you could still hit him while he was like vulnerable like that is hilarious. But yeah. So I started playing Arkham Asylum, but one thing I noticed, like even on the PS, think about it, like it's a PS4 upgrade. Like Arkham Asylum, like it's a PS4 upgrade along with like me playing it on PS5, which is actually supposed to make it run a little bit smoother. But it seemed like no amount of like PS4 or PS5 was able to even save it because like the frame rates were like just so low. And I guess like being that like I'm actually like I'm a I guess you could say like I like to play older games. Like I love older games, but and when you're younger, like when you play games, like the more you get into gaming, like the more like you start to like understand stuff like, you know, frame rates and stuff like that, but stuff that we weren't really even cognizant of when we were younger, you know. But I noticed that like the frame rates were just kind of like, you know, it was just up and down to the point where it was like, nah, I can't do this, you know. So I kind of like I just started playing this game, you know. I started playing Arkham City, and you could tell, well, not, yeah, Arkham City, you know, and you could just tell that like it's just a big leap from like, you know, what Arkham Asylum was, you know. But like I said, like I mentioned that, you know, I'm a big fan of Spider-Man, and what's that? So I'm new to like this YouTube thing. Like, you know, I'm like really new to like YouTube in the sense of like being on camera, you know, because like I said, like it took a lot. Like it took a lot for me to, you know, be able to get on camera and everything like that, you know. But you know, I started out on Twitch. Like I started out on Twitch, and like now, mind you, like I had a YouTube channel prior to Twitch. Like, you know, clearly, like I had a YouTube channel prior to Twitch, but like, see, the thing is, like, if you go back and look at my channel history, like it's all, for the most part, like everything is just like faceless gameplay videos, you know, up until like, you know, like the past couple of days. Like this is, like I said before, like if I'm not mistaken, I mentioned it earlier in the video that, you know, this is actually like my third time being on camera. But me, like I literally had to, with Twitch, the thing that kind of got me, you know, kind of like open to like getting on camera was I first started out the other day just doing commentary. Like I did commentary for the first time. Like, you know, I would just play. Now, don't mind, like, mind you, like it was still faceless. Like it was still like a faceless Twitch channel, you know, but like I was still kind of like you know, talking to like the little bit of people that would show up to like the to the live, you know, Twitch. And then I don't know, just one day, like just randomly, like it just clicked. I was like, you know, like let me just, you know, kind of get on camera. So, you know, I got on camera on Twitch, you know, and I was like, oh, it's actually not as bad as I thought it would be, you know. So got on camera on Twitch, and you know, I definitely like enjoyed it. I was like, oh, okay, like it's kind of like, it was like, it's nothing to really be, you know. I know like certain people, they don't really want like their you know, like their likeness out there, and like their, you know, like their face and everything like that. But I was like, you know what, like, you know, what's the worst that could happen, you know? So as you can see now, you know, I'm live. You could actually see my face now, and like I said, going forward, like, you know, all of my videos are gonna be like this, you know. So but you know, back to Batman, like yeah, like, so I'm not gonna lie, like I'm not like the biggest, you know, like Batman fan in the sense of like, you know, like I do like the movies, like of course, like, you know, I really like the movies, you know. I seen Dark Knight and, you know, all the rest of the movies, you know. But the games are fire. Like I really wonder, like are they gonna come out with like a fourth one? That would be fire. And like I mentioned before, like you know, Spider-Man, you could tell that they took like, you know, a lot of inspiration, or like, you know, yeah, pretty much they took a lot of inspiration from this, you know. So I'm thinking like, you know, Insomniac, which is the, you know, like the game developers who, or the game studios rather, who created, you know, Spider-Man, being that Wolverine is about to come out, like I'm just kind of, you know, I'm wondering like are they going to like implement like a, you know, like a similar combat system? Because if they do that, yeah, that'll be fire, you know. Because like this is a combat system that like literally it'll never get old. Like even when I turned the game on, like, you know, yesterday, how I mentioned, like coming from Arkham Asylum, like playing Arkham Asylum and then coming to this, like it's a big leap. And like I guarantee you, like it was probably like only like a year or two gap in between games. But other than that, like definitely I definitely will be back with more videos, and you know, I'll see you guys next time, okay? All right.